Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to apologize now if the video isn't in focus. I don't know what's going on, but my camera was having some issues today apparently. So yeah, but I need to get this done. So anyway, as you can tell from the title of this video, I will be doing my November book haul slash unboxing. I thought I didn't get that many books this month, but after like bringing them all out and sitting and looking at them, I got way more than I thought I did. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna start with the books that I got in subscription boxes this month. I got 3, so let's just get into that. So the first one I got was from the November Outbreak box, and that was The Glass Sphere by Lauren DeStefano. And this book follows Wilhelmina. She is the 4th child and only daughter of a king of a specific nation, I believe. And no one really knows about her because the king has kept her in secret to basically serve as a spy for him. But one day she is attacked and she finds out that she has this power to turn anyone she touches into gemstone. The next book I got was from the November Hoot Loot, which was actually the last box from the company Hoot Loot, and that was Beast Made of Night by Tochi Anabuchi. I think that's how you say his name. So I kind of just read over this because I heard about this book, but I didn't know too many details. But from what I understand, this takes place in this city where purity is really highly praised. And then we have this group of people called the Sin Eaters, and they basically take sins from people. Usually is at some type of cost to the person who's getting the sin taken away. And I think they have to battle like an actual beast of some kind, and then when they defeat these beasts, it becomes like tattooed onto their skin, and they know the guilt of the sin that was committed. And we follow 17-year-old Taj, and he is one of the most talented of these sin eaters, or they're called Akai, or Aki is A-K-I, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but he is one of the most talented, and he's basically trying to do what he does to help provide for his family. So Taj is brought in to remove a sin from this royal, and he basically ends up learning more than he should have known, and I'm sure the story kind of develops from there. The next 2 books that I have actually came in the Fairy Loot box. And the first one is Fury Born by Claire Legrand, and this is an art that we received in this month's box, or in last month's box. And I really don't know anything about this. I had seen this cover floating around, but I hadn't heard anything about it. I'm looking forward to figuring out what this one is about. And the last one that came from a subscription box, which was also in the Fairy Loot box, which was the main box of that month, was The Last Gnome Sarah by Kristen Ciccarelli. I'm not really sure how to say her name. Sorry about that. But I know this one has to do something with this girl who is a dragon slayer. I think she is in some type of situation that she doesn't want to be in because she's going around killing dragons, which as far as I know are a bad entity in this story. But she's going around killing these dragons for the king of this nation in the book or something like that. And like she is to be married to the most ruthless man. I think he's a general. In order to basically kind of be free and to be able to live her own life, the king wants her to kill the most powerful dragon that is known to them, and it has something to do, I think she is, on a journey to do that, but then she runs into a slave boy. I'm not really sure how he factors into this, but I'm sure there is going to be a lot going on. This is one of my most highly anticipated books for the year, so I am definitely looking forward to getting to this one. For the books that I actually consciously purchased and didn't come in book boxes, the next set I'm going to show you guys are some manga that I bought. And the first one that I have to show you guys is Food Wars Volume 20 by Yudo Sakuda. If you guys don't already know, this story starts off with Soma. He is working with his father in their family restaurant, and he basically has this goal to become a better chef than his father. But then his father randomly leaves, and then he enrolls him into this top cooking institute in Japan, and he has to go, and the story kind of just takes off from there, and it goes in very unexpected places. So this is volume 20 of that series, and I have already read this, and I need to get volume 21 because the way this ended, I'm just like, I need the next part of the story. The next one that I picked up is A Girl on the Shore by Ino Asano. I am going to get really terrible at pronouncing these names because I'm not really sure. But I received a recommendation to pick up this manga on my manga recommendations video. And I have had this cart in my cart since that person commented on there. I have not read this one yet, but I finally did go ahead and pick it up. The next manga that I picked up was Madesama by Hiro Fujiwara. This is the bind-up edition of volumes 1 and 2. I believe with this series they have the 2-in-1 edition. So this story follows this girl named Masaki Ayuzawa. I believe that's how you pronounce her name, and she is going to this school that has recently allowed girls to join. It used to be an all-guys school, so she went to the school, or she goes to the school, and she is the class president or the school president or something. She's a president. I'm not sure if it's just of the class or of the entire school, but she is working to make it so it's a better environment for the girls, and so more girls will enroll into the school, just because it still is a predominantly boys school, just because it just recently started allowing girls, like I mentioned before. But she is also dealing with things at home because her family life isn't that bad. In order to help out at home, she has a part-time job working as a maid at a maid cafe. And the guy that is also on this cover, his name is Takumi. I don't know how to say his last name. It's Usiu. I have no idea. I'm not even gonna try with that one. But he also attends the school, and he ends up finding out that she works at this maid cafe, so they kind of get intertwined from there. And yeah, I really enjoyed the series, and I cannot wait to start my reread of it with this. The next two manga that I picked up are both from the same series, and that is Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1 and Tokyo Ghoul Volume 2 by Sue Ishida. From what I know, this series follows this boy. He in this world, it's like ghouls exist, and I believe they feed on humans or something like that. Something crazy. But this guy ends up going on a date with this girl who he doesn't know is a ghoul, and something happens, and he ends up with something happens, and they end up in the hospital, and they think the girl is dead, but he's still alive. So they take organs from her body and put them inside of him, so he ends up becoming part ghoul. And I have been hearing people talk about this series for a while. I have been seeing it around, but I finally decided to pick it up because I feel like more people have been talking about it lately, and I didn't really know what it was about before. So the more I hear about it, the more interesting it sounds. So I decided to just go ahead and pick up the first 2 volumes, just because I feel like I would enjoy this, and I can, really get into this. I hate only having 1 volume, and then I'm like, I need the next one right now. So I realized why I usually don't do descriptions, because it takes way too long, because I never really know what the books are about. Anyway, let's keep on moving. So I don't know if I hauled this already. I don't think I did, but if I did, I am sorry. But the next book that I have is The Hatching by Ezekiel Boone. I really don't know what this one is about. I believe it's a mystery book. I follow Atria Books, and it was something that it was like a live stream, and then one of the people that was in the live stream was like, if you follow this Atria Twitter account, which he was in charge of, then he would send you a free gift. And this is the book he sent me. When he sent the description, it sounded interesting, so I decided to just go ahead and get it. But yeah, it's a bunch of spider webs on the cover. I've seen 1 or 2 people that I follow on YouTube, on BookTube, talk about this, but I don't know if they have ever read it. But yeah, the last line of the description on the back says, The world is on the brink of an apocalyptic disaster. An ancient species, long dormant, is now very much awake. So, that sounds interesting. So it might not just, it might be like a sci-fi mystery type of thing. I don't know. I'm not know what. But yeah, I am interested in this one, and it came with the bookmark. The next book that I have is Shacking Up by Helena Hunting. So the first line of the description says, Ruby Scott is months behind on rent and can't seem to land a steady job. So from what I remember about the description of this, Ruby Scott, she is an actress, and she is about to go up for this really big role, but I think she ends up going to a party the night before, or maybe the week before, or something like that, and she ends up kissing this random guy, and she gets sick, and she completely blows her audition. So she needs a job, and her friend ends up finding her a job being an in-house pet sitter for some illegal pets. Or I don't know if they're illegal, but you can't have them where they are. And she ends up taking this job, and it ends up being the guy that kissed her that made her sick and made her mess up her audition. Within the last couple months, I read Hooking Up, which was technically like a sequel, like a companion sequel to this series, because it follows characters that I'm assuming make an appearance in this. I'm really looking forward to this one, and if you guys haven't already seen my TBR, this is on my TBR for the month. The next book that I have is The Alchemist Hug Bloom by Elise Kova, and I received this one from the author for review. Sorry if I hauled this one already. This one follows this girl named Ari, and she is living in this world where there were 5 guilds that were in charge at one point, but their resistance fell to a dragon king. So she is using her abilities to sell to the highest bidder, and she is a thief or something like that, and she goes and she is willing to do jobs that undermine this dragon ruling class, or however it works out. And I believe in this world, dragons have ability, but the humans or the people that are in the guilds don't have magical abilities. But if you put dragon organs inside of your own body, then you gain the magical abilities from those organs. And so it's like something to do with like their dragon organs being on the black market. Sounds really confusing. I'm sure it does, because I'm confused just because I haven't read it yet, so I can't give you this is what this is about for sure. But yeah, this is going to definitely be one of my next reads, so I will let you guys know what I think once I read it. So the next book that I have is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. And in this world, there is this town, and they believe there is a witch that's living in the forest, and they think it's an evil witch. So every year they decide to leave a human sacrifice, like they leave a baby at the edge of the forest for the witch in order so she won't like attack them or something like that. But it turns out that this witch that actually does live in the forest, she is a really nice witch, and every year she finds this baby, and she can't understand why these people are leaving their babies, just leaving them there. So she takes the babies and takes them to the other end of the forest, or to the other side of the forest, and she gives them to a loving family to protect, or to raise as their own. But one year she takes one of the babies, and I believe it says she usually feeds them starlight on the way, but this year that the book is taking place, she accidentally feeds the baby moonlight instead of starlight, and the baby ends up gaining magical abilities. So she decides to call the baby Luna, and I believe she raises Luna as her own. In this village that is part of the people that are leaving the baby sacrifice every year, a young man decides that he is going to go and kill this witch, I believe, so they don't have to leave sacrifices anymore. So this sounds really interesting. I have been seeing this float around. I believe this is actually a middle grade novel. I really love this cover, and the book sounds amazing. So the last set of books that I bought before the unboxing portion of this video was the Hogwarts Library by J.K. Rowling, and this is the newest edition of these books, I believe. I don't own copies of these books, and after seeing these, I knew I really wanted them, and I finally went and picked them up. So it consists of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander, Quidditch Through the Ages by Kenilworthy Wisp, and then Tales of Beetle the Bard, and it says notes by Professor Albus Dumbledore. I cannot speak. Oh, that's funny. It says translated from the ancient runes by Hermione Granger. Commentary by Albus Dumbledore. Introduction, notes, and illustration by J.K. Rowling. That's funny. So, I have actually already read Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I just finished this. Was that technically, I guess, today, the day that I'm filming this? I finished this earlier in the morning while I was at work. So the last few books that I have to show you guys are actually unboxings, or technically, I guess, unbaggings, and they're from thrift books. I have already opened these because I just wanted to make sure I had everything, because I was waiting on these 2 packages in order to do my book haul. But in the smaller package, which only had 1, I got Neck and Neck Volume 3 by Lee Sun-hee. If you guys, I can't remember which, I think that was during the Get Graphic readathon time, so that might have been like in October, I believe. I read the first volume of this, and I was just like, I really want to continue on with the series. And I will say that this copy is like a little beaten up. There is a tear, like the corner is missing, there's some rips and stuff in this one, and it's not in the best condition, but honestly I really don't care because all the pages are intact, so I can continue on with the story. In the next package, these aren't going to be in order, but I have Neck and Neck Volume 3, like I said, also by Lee Sun-hee. This one is in a little better condition than this one. This is almost like brand new, just like the one that I got from Book Outlet. Then I have Neck and Neck Volume 5, and I have Neck and Neck Volume 2, and then Neck and Neck Volume 6. Like I said, all of these are by Lee Sun-hee, but now I have Volume 2, I have Volume 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I have almost the entire series now. And I did find Volume 7 and 8 because they did not have them on thrift books, and I found them from only $10. I have not ordered them yet, but I'm hoping to within the next week, so I can have, because the 7 and 8 are the last 2 volumes of the series, so I want to go ahead and order those so I can have them all. But yeah, I have almost all of them now. And if you guys don't know, the series follows this girl who she decides to switch school in order to basically get this guy to fall in love with her, and he's connected to her through her father, and her father is this really powerful crime boss in Korea. I think it's South Korea. And the story is just like, it was way better than I expected. It was a lot of fun. And the last thing that I picked up from thrift books was High School Debut by Kazune Kawahara. This follows a girl who is a freshman in a high school. You know, she just went to high school, and in middle school all she really did was play softball and comics. Those are her 2 big interests. So going into high school, she's like, I want a boyfriend, I want boys to be interested in me, basically. And she is not having a whole lot of luck with that, so she decides to get a love coach, and she finds this guy named Yo. I think that's how you say it, is Y-O-H, and he is an upperclassman, and she basically asks him for his help, and the story kind of branches off from there. I have already read this, and it was really cute. It's kind of predictable, but honestly I really don't mind, because this just, yes, this is the kind of, like, this is the type of manga I like to read, because it's light and fluffy, and it gives me a nice break in between other stuff that I'm reading. I decided that I want to go ahead and pick up the 301 editions of these, because the last volume of the 301 editions has 2 volumes that weren't published in English. So I just really want to get to that. So I have already ordered the 3-in-1 edition of volume 1, so I will be getting that this weekend. So I probably will be getting rid of this copy at some point, just because since I have that one coming, I will already have volume 1 in that one. But like I said, this was really cute, and I'm looking forward to starting a new manga series. Those are all the books that I got in November. I'm not gonna hold them up because it's too many. I thought I was doing better with my spending, but clearly I have not been. And I have already ordered like a few books in December. But anyway, let me know some of the books you guys bought in November. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys again in the next one. Bye.